As you guys can see here, got another championship, back to back to back, three-peat seasons, going undefeated, currently undefeated at 39-0 using Miami's scheme. Fellas, once again, if I do lose, I will be picking one of the selected teams that you guys tell me to use as and see how I do with them. But before I get into the highlights, just want to go over ESG football once again, which I'm going to be breaking down a little bit more of ESG football in today's video. But for those that are interested in playing in any upcoming closed beta playtests for PlayStation 5, all you guys got to do is check out the links down below in the description where you guys can simply apply, as well join the waiting room Discord server so you guys have more information, in-depth details about how to apply. I also have videos that give you guys a walkthrough guide step by step on the application process and much more, so make sure you guys check those out. The waiting room Discord currently is continuing to grow. We got 2,400 members so far. We're looking forward to get it up to 5,000 members. This is open up to anybody, so you guys can also invite your friends to try to get a chance to participate in any upcoming closed beta playtest sessions on PlayStation 5. So make sure you guys share this video, give out information, and let others know about ESG football and come prove your skills on the field. Anyways, I'm going to showcase some college football 25 gameplay highlights of the season run, where I ended up, of course, going undefeated once again and winning another championship, which is a three-peat. Now, for those that are saying and asking about my play style or scheme, if you guys want to find out or have any one-on-one lab sessions where you want to try to get better, I can certainly help you guys. All you gotta do is join my community Discord. Link is down below in the description, and I'll be willing to give you guys any tips and tricks on how to improve your gameplay. As well, if in general, if you just think you're better than me, come show me up. Let me know. Once again, community Discord is the best way for you guys to get in contact with me and the fastest way to get responses from me. Now, I'm throwing this out there already. I preached this numerous times. Between college football or Madden, just the gameplay in general, when it comes into comparison to ESG football is a completely new way of learning how to compete. So everything that you know or used to with EA Sports products with Madden College Football, throw it out the window because ESG football has a more realistic simulation approach than the arcadey feeling that so-called simulation in college football Madden, which they don't have. And ESG football also takes pure user skills where you don't really get computer assisted in anything. It's all based off, the user skills on the sticks, player awareness and IQ from an actual human player to make things possible. It's not like Madden College Football where things are assisted or you're dependent on the CPU to make plays and things of that sort. For example, you can end up shifting all your players to one side to stop the run in college football Madden 25 or just Madden in general, and yet the person still runs to the shifted defensive side and they're able to pick up yards. It makes no sense, but that does not happen in ESG football. ESG football is going to really separate a lot of these players coming from Madden college football in a new skill gap difference. Like, you guys are going to see a big separation in how players with actual football knowledge, football IQ, is going to compete against people that are thinking the Madden or college football way and trying to bring that into ESG football is simply just not going to work. And you're going to see much more better players. Now, also, with that being said, it comes down to the specific details from player builds, team communication, which is major. So, another thing about that, if you don't have a mic, and I know a lot of people in college football Madden never uses their mic, well, expect in ESG football to bring your mic and communicate with your teammates because you're not going to be able to compete or have any fun if you don't communicate with your teammates. And this last playtest with all the newbies that came on board, they found out the hard way and they found it very difficult that you cannot dominate individually without having teamwork. So when it comes to teamwork, it comes down to scheme plays, strategic play calling, and just aligning everybody up, making adjustments from actually talking into the mic. So there's just more to what ESG football presents compared to Madden college football. And a lot of you guys saying that, oh, you can do the same thing, or if you think an individual mindset that you can dominate, no, that is simply not the case. Now, you may have times where individually you may do decent at certain positions or things of that sort, but overall, it takes a whole team to compete. You cannot dominate by yourself and have a win or win a lot of games by doing things yourself. It does not work like that in ESG football whatsoever. The gameplay mechanics is simple, but like I said, if you're stuck in that Madden way and you don't adapt to ESG football gameplay mechanics, you're going to have a rough time. There's a lot of specific details when it comes to gameplay mechanics that will throw a lot of you guys off because you're expecting it to play like Madden or college football. And with the gameplay mechanics, how realistic they have it, the ratings really reflect all these outcomes. So, for instance, you make a player build that focuses on one side of the ball, or you kind of have, your double positions balanced, but you don't have one specific skill set for your build. For instance, a lot of people don't really have tackling skill sets on the build. That means when you're trying to make a tackle, for the most part, you're not going to be able to successfully tackle. And it's going to cause a lot of you guys problems when you don't have tackling, and you can't blame the game when it's yourself that doesn't make that effort to put tackling ratings on your player. Another thing that was play tested and brought in a couple playtest sessions ago was the ball in the air play recognition. So, for instance, in college football or Madden, you can just throw the ball depending if you're pass leading and things of that sort. But as a defender, you can't tell where the ball is going for most of the time outside of just looking at, who he's throwing the ball to, right? So in ESG football, both players on both sides will have a indicator of where the ball will end up being during the pass. Now, depending on the ball in the air play recognition, is going to be different based off each player's ratings. So there's times as a defender, if you don't have a great ball in the air play recognition rating, then it's going to show a different ball placement indicator compared to, the receiver that may have a higher rating than you. So he's going to be able to track the ball more efficiently than you are, and you may end up being outside of where the ball is initially going. So it can mess you up with the ball placement indicator. And that's why I say that you got to have certain ratings that will help you out in key situations, especially when you're playing certain positions. Now, I preached this numerous times. A lot of people is going to have different and unique builds catered to how they play, how comfortable they are playing with a certain build that they made just for them. Trying to copy others is not the best thing. Another thing, there's really no meta builds. Every single build has a pro and con to it. So that's what makes it a unique skill gap when it comes to that aspect that ESG football presents, that regardless of build, you're going to have some type of weakness to it. The only way that you may consider somebody overpowered is based off how his teammates help him to stand out. It's based off team play, right? So, like I said before, if you have somebody that's decent or good enough at running the ball, he has to have good blocking. You got to have players play their roles and positions the best that they can do. Put them in positions to make them play well enough for another person to stand out. Outside of that, sure, you're going to have the individual players that stand out for their position and whether they're playing right. But as far as taking over a game, it comes down to having the best team overall. Teamwork, team chemistry, team strategy. It takes a team to dominate and win. You take this into comparison with Madden College Football, you can probably find one play and just do that play over and over and over and dominate with that. You can't really do that in ESG football. Sure, you can run the same plays, but you got to understand, you got a bunch of user mind likes that has football knowledge or somewhat of it communicating and doing things to adapt and adjust to stop certain plays. You're not going to be able to do that every single time unless somebody just completely does not do anything. There's no teamwork, there's no adjustments to stop that one play dominating them. So, and then as an individual, there's no way in hell that you can individually dominate everybody and carry a team to a victory. It just does not happen in ESG football. Now, even though ESG football is catered more to a realistic and simulation aspect, the thing about it is that you're going to have the competition, right? But there's very few frustrations compared to, like, from my personal experience that I have with Madden College Football. I mean, yes, you're going to get frustrated at moments and times, but it's not as bad. But the thing is that there's much more fun in ESG football compared to college football Madden. Like, I can't even have fun in those two games compared to what I have had in ESG football. And this is coming from a beta playtest session. The game is in beta, right? It's expected to deal with the bugs and issues because the game is not fully polished. They're working on to address those so we don't have that in the final complete version that would be released to the public. But the fact that I'm enjoying as much as I am and having so much fun in the beta compared to all the years that I had with college football and Madden tells you something, that this game is the one that's going to be taken over. It's going to be the game changer for the football genre, and it's going to be possibly the best option as a football game to only play because Madden college football, I know personally for me, completely done with it. Even as small as this team compared to a AAA studio like EA Sports, the fact of the matter is with these devs, what they're doing in like a 4 week to 3 week span of making updates, improvements, adding stuff, it's mind blowing how much more effort they do and put into it and get things accomplished compared to what EA Sports does in a whole year cycle with a brand new game or even with every update. And to me, that's big. On top of that, it's going to be a free game. Yes, of course, they're going to still have microtransactions, but those microtransactions is worth putting into because it helps them continue on with improving and adding more stuff over time. But it doesn't have that enhancement to help you be completely dominant or like the pay to win aspect like Madden College Football's Ultimate Team or 2K's My Player. Now, of course, it's similar to 2K in a way where you can, get points so you can build your player much more quicker, but that's not going to help you individually when it comes to learning the game overall. You can still grind from the bottom and work your way up, but the fact of the matter is, between that from people that are paying to make their player a higher overall compared to people grinding, you're going to have competition at every level. Now, of course, the people that's going to put money into the game get their player up and, of course, get cosmetics, but the fact that they're getting the player up quicker, well, the thing is, you're going to face a lot of people, of course, with your similar overall, and it may be difficult, especially if you're learning the game. Now, that is a game changer. So imagine facing somebody within your same overall that you end up maxing out from, of course, whatever money that you put into the game, but you're playing against somebody that already knows the game. Imagine you make a guy, get him up to like a 95 overall, and then you're playing nothing but players within, the 95 to 100 rating overall, right? But yet, it's your first game, you don't know any of the controls. and you don't know how the play is, don't know how the gameplay mechanics is, and you're facing somebody that already knows it, you're going to get swept easily. I'm not saying that you don't have to pay money to boost up your guy quickly, but this is how they made a balance for those that end up doing that. You're going to be competing against people that is just as good overall as you, as your my player build. And then of course you got the people that's going to grind and not spend a dime, but yet they're going to have, the same competition within the same overall range as them. That's what separates like 2K from ESG football. Because in 2K, no matter what overall you are, you're competing against anybody in any overall range. ESG football makes it where people within your overall range is competing against each other. So there is no easy wins for people that have higher overalls than you. It's never going to mismatch you with people that's just more dominant from the overall perspective. So that's one thing ESG football has done very well on as well. Separating people that like to spend money and people that like to grind. And imagine if they ended up doing that method like 2K where you have a person that doesn't want to spend money and you got the person that likes to spend money, but they match them up together. So they end up going the correct route and making it where, if you're going to spend money, we're going to match you up with other people that like to spend money, and you're going to be competing against the same overall type of players. And if you want to grind and not spend money, we're going to match you up with similar players like you. That is what creates a great competitive nature, also separates the skill gaps when it comes to that aspect of not spending money and spending money. And they went about that approach completely right. ESG football is doing things in the correct manner of how it should be, and they're doing it well. Once again, if you guys got any questions about ESG football overall in comparison to EA Sports or anything in general that you guys have any questions about, please comment down below. As well, you guys can join my community Discord and ask me there. I can answer you guys' questions the best to my ability that I can. And of course, once again, I'm kind of limited to what I can tell you guys and things of that sort. But overall, I'll do my best to answer from my experience so far on the beta playtest sessions that's been going on, what I know, and much more. So, if you guys want to be a participant in, of course, the upcoming PlayStation 5 closed beta, which the next one, since this video release, will be going down on April 19th. Make sure you guys check out the links down below in the description. Join the waiting room Discord, invite your friends. We're trying to get 5,000 total members because the more people we can get, the more effective that we can report bugs and issues to help progress and make the development team address these issues much more quicker to push out the game much more quicker. As well, with more players, bigger events will be happening for the beta playtest. So looking forward to that. Once again, all the information is down below in the description. Any questions, please comment them or contact me on my community Discord. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.